Hello dear students! Today we are going to speak about customs and traditions of Great Britain and also about traditions of Ukraine. It's not a secret that every nation and every country has its own customs and traditions, but British nation is considered to be the most conservative in Europe. In Great Britain, people attach greater importance to traditions and customs than other European countries. Englishmen are proud of their traditions and carefully keep them up. The best examples are their queen, money system, their weights and measures. Try to answer the questions. Why is it important not only study language but to study culture too? What British traditions and customs do you know? What is the attitude of British to their culture and traditions? What similarities of British and Ukrainian cultures do you know? I think you'll find all answers in the film which we are going to see now. English customs and traditions. Every country and every nation has its own traditions and customs. We can't speak about England without speaking about them. Englishmen are proud of their traditions and carefully keep them up. Today we are going to speak about English traditions, which we may call English lifestyle. We are going to mention 10 traditions that describe English life and let us understand it better. Number 1. The Queen. In Britain, the Queen is the head of state, but in fact she does not rule the country as she has no power. Her power is very symbolic. Everything is done in Queen's name. But her power is not absolute, it is limited in many various ways. She personally does not decide what action the state will take. The Queen is the symbol of the country, its history and its traditions. She travels about the country, meets people, visits schools, hospitals and other special places. So do all the members of the royal family. Number 2. Politeness. The English are naturally polite and they often say sorry, thank you, please with a smiling face. And they always try to arrive on time. Their discipline, you never hear loud talk in the street. They don't hurry to take seats in buses and trams, but they take them in queues at bus stops. Number 3. English home. The English are a nation of state homes. There is no place like home is a famous English saying. The Englishman also says, my house is my castle, because he does not wish his neighbors could see his doings. It is true that English people prefer small houses built for one family. Number 4. Pets. Britain is a nation of animal lovers. They have millions of dogs, cats, parrots and other caged birds, and also exotic pets. Number 5. Fireplaces. Englishmen are very fond of fireplaces. That's why many of them prefer the open fire to central heating. The fire is the fortress of the English home. The fireplace is the natural center of interest in the room. Number 6. Sports. Sports play an essential part in the life of Britain, and it is a popular leisure activity. Rugby, golf, cricket, polo, horse racing are British national kinds of sport. Cricket is often called the English national game. Cricket is a popular summer sport in Britain. There are many cricket clubs in the country. Number 7. Tea. The English are tea drinkers. They have it many times a day. Traditional English tea is tea with milk. 7 cups of it wake up you in the morning. 9 cups will put you to sleep at night. Some Englishmen have tea for breakfast, tea at lunchtime, tea after dinner, tea at tea time, and tea after supper. The Englishmen always drink tea out of cups, never out of glasses. Number 8. Pubs. Pubs are still a central part of British culture. People who are under 18 years old are not allowed there. Pubs can be found in every town or village. Social life for many people centered on the pub for many years. Pub meals have become very popular over these past 10 years, as the general cheap and often good. Number 9. Gardening. English people love gardening. They like to talk about best way of growing flowers, fruit or vegetables. They usually have a small flower garden in front of their houses. The English grow flowers not only in gardens but in the window boxes. They will make a garden everywhere. Number 10. Talking about weather. Talking about weather is a favorite topic for Englishmen. The weather in England is very changeable. A fine morning can change into a wet afternoon, and a nasty morning can change into a fine afternoon. They often say other countries have a climate. In England we have a weather. The English also say that they have 3 variants of weather: when it rains in the morning, when it rains in the afternoon, and when it rains all day long. When 2 Englishmen meet, their first words will be "Hi, how are you?" and then their talk will be about the weather. Now answer the questions. Why is it important not only study language but to study culture too? What British traditions and customs do you know? What is the attitude of the British to their culture and traditions? What similarities of British and Ukrainian culture do you know? And now some Ukrainian traditions. Ukrainians value not only official holidays but also Christmas and Easter. Ukrainians measure life according to seasons. Ukrainians value home and motherland. Ukrainian cuisine is very varied and rich. The most important differences between English and Ukrainians. Ukrainians can ask personal questions to each other, but for English it is taboo. English people always change clothes for the dinner, Ukrainians not. The British can listen to the speaker attentively, but it does not mean that they understand you. Ukrainian and British cultures have similarities. There are some similarities in Ukrainian and British cultures. People of those countries have interest in each other's literature. For example, festival Pushkin in Britain, festival of Russian pottery. Now your task is to write about differences and similarities of British and Ukrainian customs and traditions. And now we are going to speak about holidays and their celebrations in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Christmas celebrations. The most popular holiday in Britain is Christmas. People give each other presents and send Christmas cards. The traditional English dinner on Christmas is turkey and pudding. Christmas is a great English national holiday, and in Scotland it is not kept at all, except by clerks and banks. All the shops, mills, and factories are working. But 6 days later, on New Year Eve, the Scotch begin to enjoy themselves. All the shops, mills, and factories are closed. In the end of the year, there is the most famous New Year celebration. In London, many people go to Trafalgar Square on New Year Eve. There is singing and dancing at 12 o'clock on the 21st of December. Saint Valentine's Day. On this day, people send Valentine cards to their husbands, wives, girlfriends, and boyfriends. You can also send a card to a person you don't know. Saint David's Day. On the 1st of March each year, one can see people walking around London with leeks pinned to their coats. A leek is the national emblem of Wales. Mother's Day. People visit their mothers if possible and give them flowers and small presents. If they can't go, they send Mother's Day card. St. Patrick's Day. It is not a national holiday, it is an Irish religious holiday. St. Patrick is a patron of Ireland. Irish and Irish Americans celebrate the day. Easter. Many modern Easter symbols come from ancient time. The egg was a symbol long before the Christian era. The Easter bunny is also originated in pre-Christian time. April Fool's Day. This is a very old tradition from the Middle Ages. At that time, the servants were masters for one day of the year. Now April Fool's Day is different. It is a day for jokes and tricks. Halloween. On the 21st of October, British people celebrate Halloween. It is the most colorful and exciting holiday of the year. Halloween is a time for fun. Now we are going to read the text about Saint Valentine's Day and then answer the questions, true or false. The 14th of February is Saint Valentine's Day. Boys and girls, as well as grown-ups, send cards named Valentines to their friends. A valentine is a funny little picture with a little poem on it. School children like to buy to make valentines for their friends and teachers. They usually make a mailbox with a slit on the top where they can post their valentines. At the end of the day, they open the box and take out valentines. The boy or girl who gets more valentines than other children feels very happy. Now tell me, true or false? The 14th of January is Saint Valentine's Day. Boys and girls, as well as grown-ups, send cards named Christmas cards to their friends. A valentine is a funny little picture with a little poem on it. School children like to buy or to make mailbox with a slit on the top, where they can post their valentines. The boy or girl who gets more valentines than the other children feels very sad. And now fill the chat about British holidays. Christmas, New Year's Day, Saint Valentine's Day, Easter. Dates, symbols, decorations, food and traditions. Now open your books on page 137, exercise 2. Listen and read the dialogue. Say what Ola tells Anne about the Scottish traditions. Hi Ola, have you heard anything new from your brother? Yes, of course. He emails me almost every day and tells me everything about him. He has been almost everywhere in Scotland. How interesting. Where has he been? What has he seen? He has seen the Highland Games in Scotland and the Eastern Ford Festival in Wales. The Highland Games are sports competitions, I suppose, but what about the Eastern Ford? I'd like to hear something from you. The Highland Games don't include any sports competitions. It is also the festival of traditional Scottish music. Highlanders from all over the country perform their wonderful bagpipes music in front of Old Castle. It is marvelous. As for the Easterford Festival, he wrote to me that it was a musical festival with a grand choir singing. I wish I were there. I love music. Is your brother comfortable with the language? Not everywhere. As although English is spoken everywhere, it is spoken a little bit differently, and you have to listen very carefully or ask people to speak more distinctly. That makes a good practice, I think. Oh, yes, it certainly does. But nobody can speak better than a native speaker. And now say, what Ola tells Anne about Scottish traditions. Thank you. Now open your books on page 138. We have some grammar for today. We are going to speak about indefinite pronouns. Сегодня мы вспомним неопределенные местоимения some, any, no и их производные. Оба слова some, any переводятся как какие-то, какие-нибудь, несколько, сколько-нибудь, какое-то количество. Они употребляются перед существительными во множественном числе, однако они не всегда переводятся. I have some books. У меня есть несколько книг. Или у меня есть книги. I do not have any toys. У меня нет игрушек. Их следует употреблять перед неисчисляемыми существительными. I have some water. У меня есть вода. I don't have any water. У меня нет воды. Какая же разница между ними, если они переводятся одинаково? Some мы употребляем в утвердительных предложениях. She has some friends in England. У нее есть друзья в Англии. I have some ice cream for you. У меня есть какое-то количество мороженого для тебя. Местоимение any принято употреблять в отрицательных предложениях. She doesn't have any friends. У нее нет друзей. Также местоимение any употребляется в вопросительных предложениях. Do you have any ice cream for me? У тебя есть мороженое для меня? Неопределенное местоимение no мы употребляем, когда хотим сказать, что чего-то или кого-то нет. I do not have any English books. У меня нет английских книг. I have no English books. There is not any chocolate. There is no chocolate. При этом no мы можем употребить вместо not any. She does not have any computer. She has no computer. There are not any pupils in the classroom. There are no pupils in the classroom. Местоимение some в сочетании со словами body, one образует местоимение somebody or someone, кто-то или кто-нибудь. В сочетании со словом thin образует местоимение something, что-то. Look, there is somebody in our garden. Посмотри, кто-то есть в нашем саду. Can you help me with the present? I want to give her something for her birthday. Не мог бы ты помочь мне с подарком? Я хочу что-то подарить ей на день рождения. Местоимение any в сочетании со словами body and one образуют неопределенное местоимение anybody, anyone, которое также переводится «кто-то» или «кто-нибудь». В сочетании со словом thin образует местоимение anything, что-то. There isn't anybody in the classroom. В классе никого нету. Is there anything to eat in the fridge? Есть что-нибудь поесть в холодильнике? Неопределенное местоимение no в сочетании со словами body and one образует неопределенное местоимение nobody or no one, никто или никого. В сочетании со словом thin образует неопределенное местоимение nothing, ничего или ничто. There is nobody in the room. В комнате никого нет. There is nothing for you in this box. Для тебя нет ничего. Точно так же, как местоимение some, somebody, someone, something мы употребляем в утвердительных предложениях. For example, somebody is near your car. Кто-то около твоей машины. Something is in the bag. It's heavy. Что-то в сумке, она тяжелая. В то время как неопределенные местоимения anybody, anyone, anything мы употребляем в отрицательных и вопросительных предложениях. For example, I don't know anybody of them. Я никого из них не знаю. Is there anything in the box? Есть что-то в коробке? Местоимение nobody, no one, nothing мы употребляем вместо not anybody, not anyone, not anything. For example, there is nobody in the street, it's too late. На улице никого нет, слишком поздно. Nothing great is easy. Все великое дается нелегко. Теперь немного практики. Вставьте some, any, no или их производные в предложение. Thank you. Now open your books on page 137, exercise 3. Choose the correct pronouns to complete the sentences. Выберите правильное местоимение, чтобы вставить в предложение. Thank you. Now exercise 4 on page 139. Fill the gaps with some, any, no or one of their compounds. Заполнить пропуски местоимениями some, any, no или их производными. Today we have learned some customs and traditions of Great Britain. You should remember that Englishmen are proud of their traditions and carefully keep them up. Thank you for your work and thank you